morning. Good morning. This is Tamika Grooms here. I am getting set up to share my screen. Today, we're going to be exploring expressions um, for a children's book character. So, if you've been watching my Vlogmas posts the past few couple weeks, not a week, because I've missed a few days and I'll be playing catch up today. But I was noticing that the character that I was developing um, needed a little bit more work so that she could, so that I had a good understanding of. Oh, hold on one second. I'm so sorry. I'm having some technical difficulties. Um, but yeah, so I needed to understand her a little bit better and what her facial expressions were going to be, what her face actually looked like, so that when I do illustrate her um, in this book dummy that I'm considering developing, that I would have a full understanding of what this character is. So let's go back. This is the last one that I did with her, and you'll see the video, the previous video. This is where I started. So I wanted to, I did this sketch of her, and of course, it looks a certain way. It's pretty rough, but it gave me an idea of what she might possibly look like. Then I did a grayscale to explore the shape. And then I started playing with some movements for a scene that I'm considering for her. And then building on that, and not necessarily in this order either, um, I did this rough sketch of her playing basketball. All right, so, and of course, I could build on that for a sketch. But today, what I want to do is start to explore her facial features and expressions so that I understand who she is. So, I want to talk a little bit about that on this Kids Lit ATL chat. And then I'm going to do a speed video that's going to follow up with this. So, what I want to do is put her in her face in a couple different positions. I'm going to draw her over and over again so that I understand her face shape and some of the expressions that she may make. Let's make sure we keep these things in proportion. So I'll draw her from a few different angles. And so, what I'm going to talk about today is acting out your characters and figuring out who they are um, by looking sometimes at who you are and using yourself as a model. So there's some different things you can do when you start thinking about your characters. You want to think about how they move in space. What are their motivations? What type of person are they? And children, I believe children come here with full personalities and expressions, and we teach them some other things, good, bad, and otherwise, that they learn along the way. But I feel like they come here as fully whole people, and then we add to or take away from that. That's my personal belief. But so I facial expressions really show a lot about who a person is, what their motivation are. Let's start what their motivation is. I'm going to start with, actually, no, let's start with the front on face because I don't think that I had that fully fleshed out. So if I were to look at this character, first I'm going to really understand what are her facial features and is it something that I can reproduce over and over again. So I'm just going to talk myself through this. I have not decided um, what this character's features are going to look like. She is going to be a confident girl because I've already written the story for this. She's going to be a confident girl. She's going to be a girl who enjoys being outside with other kids and playing. She's going to be a girl who, even though she may be challenged in her, oh, that's not what I want to do. and challenged in some ways as she plays with her friends, she's confident. And so if I were developing this character, I wouldn't draw her as somebody with shrugged shoulders or somebody who doesn't look the part of a confident child, or she would have a certain stance, and her facial expressions would fit that as well. I'm looking for the brushes, so I'm using Adobe Fresco, and I'm growing in my development of it. And if you haven't used this software, I love it, because first of all, I can use it and go directly to Adobe Photoshop, which is something that I've been doing for a while. I've used some other programs to do that, but Adobe Fresco makes it a little bit more seamless, and so I appreciate that. And I can use Photoshop. I'm not a pro at Photoshop. I'm still learning every day, and but Adobe Fresco is a great way for me to just get in there and get working. All right, so which is what we're doing today. All right, so this character, I'm exploring her again because she doesn't quite look like what I created on that first one, and I think I'm just going to keep her features fairly simple. But let's start erasing. So what I tend to do is scribble a lot. This is not the eraser that I want. And then I start going back and reducing and erasing a lot of times. This isn't what I want either. What kind of brush do I want? Okay, that's good enough. Okay. So once I really understand her facial features, then I can start to tweak them. So I'm going to do this very rough, very quick. I'm just trying to find some shadows in her face. Not overly concerned with it being perfect or, yeah. All right, so yeah. Okay, so I do want to I don't want to do Disney eyes. I want to have something that's a little bit more realistic. I think just slightly more realistic. Um, so we're going to bring down the size of her eyes, even though children do tend to have bigger eyes compared to the rest of their face. No, that's not actually accurate. Let me not say that. The way that some illustrators draw the eyes can sometimes exaggerate the eyes in illustrations because we think children's eyes are so much larger compared to other features. Um, but really, it's that those features are just proportioned a little differently. So, all right. So I don't want her to be too young. So I don't want her baby looking. So I want to be conscious of that. Okay. So this is, we'll make her about the age of, I don't know. Let's make her about 6, I think. Okay, so let's say this is her face. And like I said, this is I'll do a second video on this. These are just sketches that I can refine. So this is her straight on sketch of her face. I think that's sufficient. for now. Yeah, okay. Okay, so straight on look on her face, quick sketch. It's actually supposed to be braids. We'll make them small. Come back to that. That's insignificant at this point. Her neck is going to be a little bit longer. And let's just do the shoulders right here, just to kind of start to put her at the age that I want her to be. All right, so now so that we have a face, let's do a slight turn, 3/4 turn on this face. Actually, I tell you what, I'm going to stop this video because it's already getting too long. What I'd like for you to consider if you're illustrating characters, think about, like, get a mirror, put it in front of yourself, make some faces, act out your characters, figure out who those characters are, and then start to express that through your illustrations. And so you can make faces and you can become that actor so that you understand who that child is and how they move in the world, how they act in the world. You can of course use references. And one of the previous videos I did, I dropped in some resources that I use, but those are mostly focused on body movement. What we're talking about today is expressions in the face. And so I want you, if you're watching this and you're interested in illustrating children, watch how children, the faces that they make when they're thinking about things, or um, um, just the way children express themselves, or use yourself as an actor and figure that out as well. I think I'm going to stop here and I'm going to keep drawing, and I'll do a speed video and let's see what we come up with. All right. I hope that you all have a fabulous day, and I'll see you in a little bit. If you want to learn more about my work, my name is Tamika Grooms. This is Kidslit ATL TV. Kidslit ATL is a small group that of writers and illustrators in the Atlanta area, because Atlanta influences everything. And part of what we're trying to do is influence diversity within children's books. And so if you want to learn more about Kidslit ATL or Kidslit ATL TV, just reach out to me. My name is Tamika Grooms. Information is on my website, TamikaTheArtist.com, spelled TEMIKA, theartistthenormalway.com. See y'all soon. Bye.